Welcome to Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, brought to you by William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. The final 4 Challenge Tour events happened last weekend, and Rob Cross collected 2, Ryan Searle collected 1, and basically that means those 2 guys have secured their 2-year Pro Tour card, so good work for those. In fact, Rob also hit a 9 dart, and there's also a win there for Richie Burnett. And the European Tour, Michael van Geren done what Michael van Geren does. He's collected his 15th title of 2016, and help us to run through a little bit of the action. We've been joined by no other than Rod Harrington. How are you doing, Rod?
I'm very well, thank you.
So the Challenge Tour at the weekend, Rob Cross and Ryan Searle both collecting a 2-year Pro Tour card. That's good work, isn't it, Rod?
Yes, I think that is the true way of doing it, to be quite honest, because at Q School you can get a lucky draw, to be quite honest, and get through that way. But to come through the Challenge Tour, and let's be honest, every one of those players on the Challenge Tour are seriously good players, from county standards upwards, to be quite honest. So it was a great, and he's a real nice guy, Rob Cross, and certainly a good player. He's been coming through the ranks now for the last 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, for me, it's the only way to get your tour card.
Yeah, and of course, Rob hitting a 9 darter en route there as well. It's great work, and of course, there's also a win at the weekend then for Richie Burnett. So the European Tour at the weekend, Michael van Geren, Rod, that's his 15th PDC event of the year. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's become a seriously good player. And let's not forget, it was only 6 years ago when he actually couldn't win an argument. We'd seen him really upset over losing, tour events. But he's learnt how to win, and what he's done now, he's got like Taylor in his prime where, when it goes to 5-all, you're thinking, oh, he's got a chance of losing here. And all of a sudden, he pulls incredible legs out of the bag. I mean, that 10-darter in the final, that was incredible. But he does it all the time. He was 5-all against Kim Huybrechts and pulls out a good leg. And that's what he does. He's learnt his trade. He's a very intelligent dart player. Although at times it looks as if he's taking people lightly, he's actually not. He's sometimes when his form is not right up there, he's still winning, and that's a sign of a great dart player.
And like I said, the 2.65s under pressure, that's what he does. Hey, and 115 odd average against Yell in the quarterfinal, that wasn't too bad, was it?
I know.
Yeah, so the European Tour number 9 this weekend, 8, then followed by 3 Pro Tour events during the week. What do you make of that, Rod?
Well, there's several ways of looking at it. The Pro Tour is for professionals. So the players that turn around and go, oh, I've got to work in the week, it's not good for me. I'm sorry, it's tough, because we run a professional tour. We need more weekends. And the way of doing it was putting these 3 in the week just to see how it was taken and make sure we got all the entries, which we have. And also, most of our sponsors are bookmakers. Now, at weekends, there's loads of sport. So if we want to try and sell streaming to bookmakers, in the week is going to be far better. Next year, the Pro Tours are going to be streamed. So it's just, for the business side of it, it's the right way to go. And if this goes well next week, then you could see a lot more Pro Tours being played in the week. And of course, that frees up weekends for more World Series events, the BBC event, which is the weekend after in Cardiff. So, for the business side of things, that's the way to go. Yeah,
the Champions League of Darts, BBC coverage. Obviously, you've got Sky on board and ITV4. They do a great job as well. Now BBC for the Champions League. Are you going down to Cardiff, Rod?
I shall be down there, yes. I'm down there doing my little bits on the internet and Skype. I won't be working, obviously, for BBC, because I work for Sky, and although they do see me on ITV, that's actually Matchroom production, which I do most of. Looking forward to that. Look, well, to be quite honest, Paul, I look forward to every dart match. I mean, that just makes me sad, doesn't it? At my age, after being in the game for that long, I still thoroughly enjoy. I mean, I've had a couple of weekends off because I've not done the European tours, and we want to blood other people, and Paul Nicholson's doing a really good job, so it frees up weekends for me. But I'm still on the internet seeing who's winning, and I've been out with the wife, and I keep looking at my phone, and like you do when it's bred in you.
Yeah, so Paul Nicholson involved, I believe Mark Webster, and of course one of your boys, Dan Dawson. He's great, isn't he, Dan?
Yes, I mean, Dan's a good seasoned professional commentator, really. You know, he's been doing radio for a long, long time. Chris Murphy's now doing it, you know. Rob Malarkey does it as well. And they're all, what they do, they make it very easy because they're very good at doing all the homework, doing all the basics. And then I just come in and do the punditry and a little bit of colour, as they call it, and it makes it very easy for me. I do nick their stats now and again. I have a quick look over and nick that and get in very quickly. But, you know, for me, that's the way commentary works, whether I'm right or wrong. You know, you have your seasoned professional, you know, your journeyman, as you could call it, and then you have the pundit, and that's the way I work with the Sky guys and, you know, just give my honest opinion at the time. Sometimes it may be a bit cutting, but when you've been at the game, say at the top like I have, I'm not saying I did everything right 100%, but you can certainly see where players are making mistakes and giving away legs. And of course, in my day, if you lost 1-2 legs, it wasn't the end of the world. Now it can be. You lose the first 2 legs, that could be the end of the game. One thing I dislike is when you show weakness, and it's one thing I keep telling my son, do not show weakness. If you're going to shake your head or you're going to blaspheme to yourself, do it behind him, where he can't see it and he can't hear it. Because when you show weakness, of course, then he gets confidence. And you don't want your opponent to be confident. You want him to be on the back end of a hammering. And so, you know, there's little things that you pick up with certain players. And some players, I have to say, take notice of it and really do listen. Other players just go, yeah, big deal. Well, some of them players are now not on the tour or on the verge of losing their tour cards and not being on TV events. So, you know, I know Wayne Mardle does a lot of coaching and what have you, and people have turned him down at times. Well, that's silly. If someone's going to, you know, perhaps help you out, take it, because there may be 2% of that coaching session that may be the big difference.
That couple of extra percent, like you're saying, that's the difference between winners like your Bristows and your Taylors. Just that little bit extra makes such a difference.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, Eric was very intimidating before he even got on the stage. What he used to call you and tell you, he called me with a beauty, and it was in his book. At the World Championships at Circus Tavern when I was playing in the first round. It's actually on my birthday. And he came up to me, bought me half a lager and said, "Can I ask you something?" I went, "Yeah, go on, I'm ready for everything with Eric." He said, "Do you breathe when you throw darts?" "Sure, blimey, what a great one." I mean, you're going, "Do I breathe? I don't know." Well, while you're thinking about it, happily enough, it was 2 hours before I went on the stage, and by the time I got to the stage, I'm a bit thick and I'd forgotten about it anyway, so... but there's certain different ways of gamemanship. I mean, Peter Manley was in your face like he was against Adrian Lewis. When he did it against us, me, Alan Warrener and Pete Everson and Phil Taylor, Dennis Priestley, it didn't work with us. We turned it around on him. Yeah, there's still bits of gamemanship going on.
Yeah, I do a fair bit of exhibition work with Eric and Mr. Manley, and they're at the gamesmanship still, even on stage with nothing at stake, they're still at it.
No, certainly Peter Manley still has little digs at everybody, you know. And he's like me, he hasn't thrown a dart for years, and, you know, possibly still throws a good dart in exhibition, and probably, you know, I would imagine he's very entertaining in the exhibition because he's always was a larger-than-life character. But he was large anyway.
Actually, I've got to say, a few months ago I was down in Plymouth with Peter Manley, and one dart, he was true to his word, unbelievable, one dart, just about every throw, unbelievable darts, really.
Well, he did actually, in the World Match Play, a few years back, 9 legs he won, he hit the double first dart, which was incredible.
Thanks, Rod. So you'll be tuning into the action from Germany?
I might not be able to even listen into Germany this week because tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, I'm off to Canada with the boss, Mr. Hearn, and a few others, and it just happened to be going salmon fishing. Yeah, I know. And like all the old trips that I get offered, I wouldn't want to put it on anybody else, so I said I'd go. Yeah,
that's it, Rod. You are very, very caring, there's no doubt about that.
You can't say I don't care about people, and what I do for the game, Paul, is just unbelievable, to be quite honest.
Cheers,
I will send, don't worry, I will, if we can get reception, I will tweet photographs and on Facebook of hopefully some of the big salmon I'm going to catch.
So what we want then is a nice picture of you holding a massive salmon in front of you, Rod, to show that your time away in Canada.
Yeah, I better not talk too loud, the wife's here and I'm not taking her.
Great to catch up with Rod Harrington there. And last weekend I managed to catch up with the artist Kevin Painter at a darts exhibition in Plymouth, and this is what Kevin had to say.
Mate, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks, Paul. Yeah, doing all right, mate, thank you.
Exhibition's going well?
Yeah, I've had quite a few bookings this year. It's all gone well, so long way to continue, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I spoke to you before, and you said about like the Pro Tour things that are tough, and obviously your ranking has dipped down. Are you confident you're going to be able to get back to where you were in sort of later stages of major competitions?
Yeah, I think so. Look, you don't lose your ability, you lose your confidence, which is what's happened to me. I've had a few personal problems over the last 14, 15 months. I'm sort of getting to the back end of them, if you like, but it's all about getting myself back, winning games. You can't build your confidence up unless you win games, and I haven't been winning many games. I can't seem to get a run going, even when I play well I'm getting beat. So I'm struggling for a bit of a run, but you've got to sort of dig in and stick at it. You know, I've been a pro for, this is my 20th year as a pro now, so I'm not ready to finish just yet, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So, talking about this in 20 years, what's your highlight, Kev? I mean, I can remember having a little sum on you when you played Mike Webbs in the final of the Players' Championship. Would that be your highlight, would you say?
Of course. Look, it's a TV major win. There'll be players probably better than me that will never win a TV major. To be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to do it at one stage. I'd gone through sort of what you'd call my peak form years and not won one. And, you know, I was wondering where it would come. It was funny because that particular week I went into that, I was on no sort of form at all, and it just clicked all the way through. And yeah, like I say, I beat Mark in the final. That has to be the highlight of my career.
It was one of those when you stand back, you lick your fingers, stand back, and you were banging those doubles. He'd missed when you banged your first and second dart.
Yeah, I mean, I won that 13-9 in the final. Yeah. I could have got took out in the semi by Scott
Brand. I remember.
He was having a fantastic time. He hadn't missed a double in the whole match, and he was 9-6 up and wired 2 at 32 to win it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was talking to him after, and he said I was nowhere near them 2 double 16s, and he was. He grazed the wire, and I won 4 legs on the trot, and I suddenly thought, hang on, mate, you can win this now, you know, because you never really think you can win it until you're sort of in the final, if you like. Obviously, when I lost a fill in the world final, which was quite painful, but yeah, them 2 moments, I suppose, of what people remember me.
Yeah.
If you like.
You said bring back any bad memories. Well, you can't be proud of that. That run to the final, you know, the Kingsfield was at 7-6 and 4-1 up. But the thing, I think you had a bullseye shot in. You lived with them the whole way for that match. And that some people's favourite final ever.
Yeah, at the start of the final, people had me down for a 7-0, 7-1, 7-2 defeat. But I was really confident back then. I just thought, you know, if I could play as well as I had been through, you know, I beat Bob Anderson 6-0 in the semi-final. People sort of forget that sort of the run I had to get to the final. I was playing well, so I was quite confident of playing well. Whether I was going to win it was another thing. I sort of, you know, stood toe to toe with him throughout the whole lot. Probably should have won it, to be honest. Never got a shot to, but probably should have.
That's it. So the next 12 months, getting back, performing well in the Pro Tour means your ranking goes up, and then getting back and making the deeper stages of the major competitions.
Yeah, I mean, I've missed a few TV events this year, and I missed a match play this year and last year, which I hadn't done in 15 odd years. So it's quite painful. I want to get back in there. And as you know, you defend your money every 2 years, so I've been losing that as well. That's why, obviously, when you don't qualify for one, you lose the money that you would get for that, and you take your money off that you had 2 years ago. So that's been coming on and dropping gradually. I'm 35th now. I think when the Grand Prix comes around, it doesn't look like I'm going to be in that. That's another 15 grand coming up in the rankings. That drops me down to about 42, 3, 4 area. But next year, obviously, because I haven't been in many TV events, next year it'll be a free year, if you like. So it's down to me then to play properly, get some form back, and climb my way back up, which I feel I can do, you know.
Well, it'd be great to see you back there. That's we want to see the anger of Gavin Painter and give it large.
That's probably what I've been missing a little bit myself, you know. Not quite as aggressive, which I obviously I've overstepped the mark on more than one occasion, but
the DRA.
I had my own parking space at their offices for a while, but you know, that's probably what's been missing in my game. But you only get that through confidence. You lose your confidence, it's hard to get the big pony. So, but you know, I'll keep playing and practicing and trying to do the right thing.
Great stuff, Gary. Thanks for your time, and of course, say thanks to Gary and Graham for letting us do this. What they do down here at Plymouth with Darts, they're absolutely fantastic, and we're going to have a cracking night here this evening. Thanks for your time. Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Great work there from Kevin Painter. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on Tungsten Tales. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. Like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And join us next week for more Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, brought to you by William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. We'll see you then.